So... craziest bar fight?
3 spacers got the drop on me. Flipped the table. Found a good use for a butter knife. Dull, but surprisingly effective.
I was on an outpost and then a predator burst in. It was all jaws and fur and spit. Everyone freaked out. 2 shots and I went back to my sandwich.
Nice. But still. Butter knife.
Yeah. You win this round, Andreja.
You seem to be doing well.
Well, yes, I think so. Why do you ask?
Well, with all that we have discovered and are learning, to be in charge, to be responsible for all that, I imagine it could be difficult.
I hadn't really stopped to think about it. Until now. Thank you, Andreja. You've certainly given me a bit to think about.
How you doing, Sweet Pea?
Well, I'm okay. But I'd be a lot better if...
Let me guess, you'd be a lot better if you had a bigger book allowance.
You know me so well, Dad. So, what do you say?
Sam, buddy. Cora borrowed some of my things without asking. You wanted me to tell you if it happened again.
Oh, good grief. What'd she borrow?
Stack of my old physics books. Honestly, I'd rather she read some newer ones from Noelle.
I'll talk to Cora. She knows she has to ask.
She's a smart kid, Sam. A really smart kid. You're in trouble, you know.
Trust me, it's all I ever think about.
I have been thinking about it, but I still do not understand your reasoning.
Does the phrase agree to disagree ring a bell? Okay, I'll give it one more shot. It's better to talk things out than to slug them out. I'd rather outwit someone than outpunch them.
But fighting is so much simpler.
Well, I gave it a shot. I'm sure we'll do this again sometime.
Sam, last month, did you explore that system I asked about? I was expecting a report.
Well, I meant to, but then I caught an SOS, and it led to this whole goose chase.
So, did you do it?
No, I mean, I meant to, but then it became this whole thing. An ambassador was involved.
How about I just assign it to someone else, then?
That may be best.
Vasco, we haven't run a deep diagnostic on you in a while, have we?
Understood. I will prepare my system to begin the diagnostics. This will run as a background process, honey bundles of joy.
What did you call me?
What exactly are you referring to, my precious pumpkin?
Vasco, can you repeat what you just said?
I did not formally address you, handsome.
Good grief. Who did this to you, Vasco?
I do not know what you mean, Mr. Muscles.
I mean, it is kind of nice, though. Never mind. Hey, Sarah. You holding up okay? Can't be easy being in charge of all this.
I didn't exactly need a reminder, but I'm doing fine. Unless, of course, you're suggesting you'd like to take over?
Ha! We both know that I'm the last person that should have that kind of responsibility. But hey, you know where to find me if you ever need anything, okay?
Sarah Miss Perfect Morgan. I swear she must have radar.
What do you mean?
Every single time I make a mistake, before I can say, oops, she's there, and very politely, ever so patiently, telling me I made a mistake. You know what I mean?
No, I do not.
Thanks, Andreja. Now I feel better.
Has Cora ever mentioned what type of weapon she might prefer? A particular fighting style, perhaps?
No, that won't be an issue for a while. Maybe ever.
She could make a very skilled fighter. The sooner she begins learning, the better.
This is one of the weirder conversations I've had lately.
If she is willing, I would be pleased to work with her.
Okay, that's an interesting idea. Let's just keep this between us for now, and if the time comes, I know where to find you.
Something bothering you, Andreja?
Yes, actually. I am surprised you noticed. You have quite the talent for reading people's current mood from afar.
Comes with the territory, I suppose. Care to share your troubles?
I am concerned with how the rest of Constellation perceives my presence. regardless of how I present myself, I feel as though they're looking at me with disdain, rather than comradeship.
Honestly, I think you're being a bit paranoid. Everyone I've spoken to has nothing but complimentary things to say about you.
If that is truly the case, why do I often find myself excluded from other members' activities and gatherings?
Having someone from House Varun among us is a new experience. I'm certain they're unsure if you even wish to be approached at all. Give them time, Andreja. They'll come around. I promise.
All right, Barrett, you ready to play?
I was born ready.
I set you up there. That was an oldie but a goodie.
Well, a rolling stone gathers no moss.
Wait, that is a saying? No way.
From old Earth. Got the slate to prove it.
Well, I may be drunk, sir, but in the morning you'll still be ugly.
Where's that from?
Some guy named Churchill. Later, friend.
Okay, Andreja. I've got an idea. You're gonna love it.
I cannot fathom where this conversation is going.
Okay. I'm going to teach you how to dance. Take my hand.
What is the purpose of this activity?
It's fun?
I decline.
Well, you know where to find me if you change your mind.
Oh, hi, Sam.
Miss Morgan.
Sarah, please. Good work dealing with those merchants in Freestar Space.
Oh, yeah? And
What? I read your report. They sent thanks. Good job.
good job? That's it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You're welcome.
Although, you might want to run your reports through a spell check first. But that's all. Andreja, do you read much?
Finding the time is sometimes difficult, but yes, I do enjoy it.
Noelle and I sometimes share books. Bad ones, honestly, more often than not. You could join us, if you liked.
I might enjoy that. I will let you know.
No pressure. It's just something to take our minds off all this. You're always welcome.
Vasco, I asked you to remind me about something. What was it?
Specify the time frame.
Recently. In the past month, maybe?
You said remember to check on the experiment, the one that might explode.
Oh, yeah. No, that exploded already. What about the one before that?
You showed me a picture of a planet with multiple trajectories associated with orbiting bodies. You said this planet might hold the key to understanding the nature of.
Yeah. I mean, no, not that one. What did I say before that one?
There are 58 items on the reminder list, starting from the top.
Wait, just the most recent thing, then.
The most recent request was to remind you that you should cut back on spicy food. You said this while you were eating an entire tray of spicy chunks. So I was instructed to remind you before the next time.
That's it. I remember what it was now. But where am I going to find that many spicy chunks?
Barrett, I must remind you.
Not now, Vasco. This is science.
Dad, have you ever tried Aurora?
Well, yeah, not in a long time, sweetheart. Not since you were born.
What was it like?
Terrible. It was terrible. You stay away from that stuff, Cora. Trust me. It's the worst.
Barrett, I know you have explained it before, but I still do not understand.
This again? Okay, let me try one more time. All I'm saying is that I consider it a win if I can talk my way out of a fight, outwit my opponent.
But why would you avoid a fight?
I knew this wasn't going to get us anywhere.
Dad, do you think Solomon Coe would have liked me?
Sure. Everybody likes you, don't they?
Do you think he would have liked you?
Well, if you listen to your grandpa, Solomon Coe would have given me a good whooping. But I think he would have liked the man I grew into.
So, Sam, have you given any thought to what I asked regarding Cora?
What do you mean, Keeping her in the lodge like a prisoner instead of letting her roam free? The answer's still no.
You know I didn't mean it that way. I was merely suggesting that you allow Matteo look after her. Perhaps even have him continue Cora's education.
Being out there with me is a better education than any book. Haven't you ever considered how she feels about all this?
We both want the same thing, Sam. We want her to remain safe.
The only way I can be sure Cora is going to be safe is if she stays with me. Sorry, Sarah. I'm not changing my mind.
Andreja, hey. So I want to try something out. Got a second?
From our previous interactions, I can only assume this will be a frustrating experience.
We're going to listen to some old Earth music. Jazz. You're going to love it.
What is the purpose of this activity?
Yeah, everybody loves this stuff.
I opt out.
Well, the offer never expires.
Hey, Dad? Will you read to me tonight before bed?
Read to you, sure. I'd like that very much. You haven't asked me to do that in a long time.
And will you do funny voices for the characters? Like you used to when I was little?
You just try and stop me.
How are you easing into things, Andreja? Is our mutual acquaintance helping with the transition to this new way of life for you?
Yes, I would say that the proper adjustments are being made. The most difficult part has been acclimating to what you perceive as the more insignificant customs.
Interesting. Such as?
Let me think. Oh, yes. Here's a particularly strange one. After a person sneezes, someone invariably invokes the phrase, "bless you." Oddly strange to administer absolution after witnessing a bodily function.
Oh, I'm sure there was a perfectly good reason that expression was connected to sneezing, but I'm afraid it's lost to time.
That is a shame. I would like to have understood the specific etymology of those words.
Ah, well, I don't think that's necessary, Andreja. It's enough to know that being courteous to others is the right thing to do.
Dad, what does superfluous mean? I just read it in my book.
It means, more than enough. As in, Korako has a superfluous amount of books.
No! I won't have more than enough until I have a super-duper-fluous amount of books.
Barrett, would you like to hear a joke?
Wait. Don't say a word. It better not have something to do with an animal crossing a road.
How do you always know?
Oh, wow. Look at it this way. You gotta laugh without even telling the joke. That's gotta count for something. Sam, this is pretty serious, isn't it?
There was just no hope. I mean, what can we do? They shouldn't have traded players. It was a bad move.
I don't know how it got this bad. I really don't. We traded our top player for two mediocre ones. Who makes that kind of deal?
I can't talk about it. I'm getting all worked up.
We'll get through it together, buddy.
Corco, that room of yours better be clean next time I go in there.
I'll get to it, Dad. I promise.
This ain't my getting around to it tone. You understand?
Ugh. Fine, okay. I'm going.
Spending some extra time in the lodge, are we?
Yes, ma'am. Noelle's not the only one with a scientific background, you know.
Fair enough. Carry on.
Well, you may recall that very recently, while on mission, I had been both rendered unconscious and kidnapped. I thought being here might be a nice change of pace.
Well, I do insist that we sit down and catch up properly sometime soon.
There's only so much universe to explore, boss. I gotta pace myself.
Let's just keep the hijinks to a minimum, shall we?
I hope Mom's doing okay.
She's fine, Sweet Pea. She's one of the toughest women I've ever met. Truly.
Do you hope she's doing okay?
Yeah. Yeah, sweetheart, sure.
Barrett, I would like to make another attempt.
Now, hang on a second. Is it a pun? It's a pun, isn't it? Probably a terrible one.
Well, then just forget it.
Keep working on it. You'll get there.
I'm thinking next time we're in New Atlantis, we are overdue.
I got the playoff game recorded. I can grab some chunks. It was a hell of...
No spoilers, Jesus. I've stopped watching SSNN because I don't want to know who won.
Well, you might want to avoid looking at the New Atlantis billboards then.
We need to watch that game soon before I go crazy.
So, how are you feeling, Barrett?
The same as I was a few moments before you asked. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm worried about you. That time you spent as a prisoner with those pirates, it couldn't have been easy.
Honestly, it wasn't as bad as you're picturing. Don't get me wrong, they weren't exactly having me over for dinner, but I wasn't being tortured either.
Okay, I'll trust that you're telling me the truth. But if you ever need to talk, I'm always available.
I appreciate that. And who knows, maybe I'll take you up on that one day.
Hey, Dad, want to hear a poem I wrote? It's called a haiku. I just read about them.
A haiku, huh? Well, sounds exciting. Let's hear it.
Okay. It's called Space. Space is cold and dark. Starships fly there like comets, carrying us home.
Not bad. Hey, will you write it down so I can carry a copy with me?
I'll copy down too. You know how you lose things. I still don't know how you lost that picture of Nibbles the comet-eating bunny.
Hey, Andreja. Had another run-in with the Zealots, huh?
Indeed, I did.
I guess you handled it all right. Since you're here and not at Reliant Medical.
I did what I needed to do.
I'm sure you did.
Hello, Cora. What are you reading these days?
I'm reading a book about plants written by somebody from Constellation 100 years ago.
From 100 years ago, huh?
He wrote about this experiment with some xerophytes that he found on 10 different planets.
Wow. That sounds really...
It's amazing. He made a brand new kind of plant. Like, he did it all himself. It's so wow.
Wait, what's the author's name?
Like Marvin Madani or something. I'll put the book back when I'm done. Don't worry.
Andreja. Everything going okay?
Indeed.
Good. So I was thinking about cooking a big meal for everybody. If you're interested, I'd love an extra hand.
I do not want to be involved.
No worries. No worries.
Now, you're being polite to the captain, aren't you, Cora?
Of course, Dad. I'm always polite.
So you haven't been going around asking everyone to buy you books at the next starport, then?
Well...
It's times like this when I miss Aja the most. She always knew what to say.
After Irvin died, she found me in my room and sat with me until I fell asleep.
I imagine she said something wise and comforting. Do you recall?
I don't, actually. I just remember her being there. I know she said something, but for the life of me, I can't recall what it was.
Sometimes it's not the words that matter, I suppose.
It's too quiet around here, Sarah.
All right, Sam. Now that we have a moment, it's time to figure out the details of our little bet.
Oh, come on, Sarah, not this again. I'm telling you, there's no point in setting up that wager.
So you intend to stick with the ridiculous notion that the beer served at the hitching post is better than Jake's?
Better than Jake's? Better than Madame Sauvage's place in Neon? Better than anywhere, hands down.
You must have banged your head on a console during that last grav jump. No one in their right mind would make a claim like that.
All right, look, you want to throw your money away, I'd be happy to take it. Otherwise, let it go already.
One day, we're going to system hop and test your theory. I just hope you're ready for some serious disappointment.
Are you okay, Dad? You look tired.
Nah, you're sweet to worry, darling. I'm all right. Your dad's just not as young as he used to be. So, I hear you've been making yourself pretty useful around the ship, Cora.
I have, Dad. I want to be as good a co-pilot for the captain as I am for you.
Well, you're doing a great job, String Bean. I'm proud of you. What do you say we get you a new outfit next time we're planetside?
It still fits, Dad. And I love it. Now, a new book.
Hey, Barrett, don't you still owe me 100 credits?
No. You got it all wrong. Don't you remember you told me it was your treat, that I didn't have to pay you back?
That is not at all how I remember it.
What? No, I paid you back 2 weeks ago.
Come on, seriously, you gotta pay me eventually.
Okay. Remind me again next week, will you? I'll get you back.
What? You said that last week, come on.
All right, you got me. I'll scrape something together for you. Next week, maybe. Hey, Andreja. I hope all is well with you.
Yes?
So once a month or so, we like to have a movie night around here. You can pick the next movie if you want.
No.
Hey, it's okay. We do this a lot. Maybe next week instead?
I will not change my mind about this.
Now, you're not pestering the captain, right, Cora?
Pester? You think I'm a pest?
Oh, never. Poor choice of words. You being nice to the crew, too?
That's right.
So you haven't been going around asking everyone to buy you books at the next starport, then?
Don't you always say, don't listen to rumors?
All right, Barrett. I have a new one.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there. If it starts with knock knock, just don't even.
Never mind, then.
Hey, you're trying. That's what matters. Ha!
A moment, Barrett. We never finished our conversation about your little soiree on the Eye.
Here we go. Look, I already said I was sorry. What else is there to discuss?
Well, there's the small matter of a bill I recently received. 5,000 credits for assorted petits fours. You want to tell me the real story there, Barrett? You and Vladimir don't exactly strike me as the petits fours type. More like beer and pretzels, if you ask me.
Listen, Sarah, we were hosting a party and I don't know what to say. You have to impress, right?
The Eye isn't your personal vacation home. It's a delicate instrument. If you don't want me to revoke your docking rights...
No need to say another word, Skipper. I read you loud and clear. Oh, and I'll settle that bill for the petits fours. Don't even worry about that.
Do you think everyone at the lodge is okay?
I'm sure everyone's just fine, sweetheart.
Do you think they miss us?
Some more than others, I bet.
I hope Gertrude misses me. I really miss her.
Hey, Sam, what do you think you're doing just hanging around here? Don't you know you're wasting Walter's hard-earned credits?
Hey, buddy, you're hanging around just as much as I am.
I know. Pretty nice to take a load off for a bit, huh?
You won't hear me complain.
Andreja, hey, having a good day, I hope.
I am.
Noelle and I are going to set up an experiment to artificially simulate metallic hydrogen under extreme pressure. You in?
No, I do not think so.
Maybe another time, right? Sarah, question for you.
An academic question or some random bizarre Barrett question?
So, hypothetically speaking, let's just say I forgot to check on an experiment for a while.
Good grief. Which experiment, Barrett?
It doesn't matter which one. Probably. I mean, this is just hypothetical.
Barrett?
I just need to know if you have any extra superconductors. Maybe some liquid helium?
Are you asking if I hypothetically have superconductors and liquid helium?
Yep. That's what I'm asking.
Noelle moved them to a new storage unit when we organized the materials in the lab.
Well, that's a relief.
Hypothetically?
Hypothetically.
So, Miss Stay Up Late reading under the covers? Did you learn anything new from your book last night?
Don't pretend to be mad at me. I know you aren't really. I learned that back on Earth, people used to use the stars to navigate. That's so cool. But I guess it only worked because they just lived on one planet. And that sounds boring.
Remind me one of these days to tell you the tale of a certain Solomon Coe and where his stargazing landed him.
I've got the perfect plan this time, I promise.
I am not certain that I believe you, based on similar conversations that we have had.
I'm going to show you how to make a margarita. I even got little umbrellas. They're adorable.
What is the purpose of this activity?
I don't know. I'm bored. Why not?
No.
I'll check back with you later, if you want. Andreja.
Why do you draw out the vowels of my name in such a prolonged manner?
It's like saying hey and your name at the same time. It's friendly.
I do not see how that would be friendly. My name is my name, and it should not be altered without my permission.
You know, I hadn't thought about it that way, but that's entirely fair.
Did you have a question for me, or did you just want to attempt to say my name?
I just wanted to check in with you and make sure all was well.
I appreciate that. All is well. Thank you. Barrett.
Okay, point made, Andreja.
Hey, Dad, want to hear a joke?
Sure, Sweet Pea. Your old man can always use a laugh.
Okay. Who can jump higher than a skyscraper in New Atlantis?
I don't know. Who?
Everybody! Skyscrapers can't jump!
Okay. Good one, Cora. Hey, next time you see Barrett, try it out on him.
Aha! Andreja, are you doing all right?
Indeed.
So I've got some new board games. Vasco and I could use another player if you're interested.
I appreciate the attempt to pull me into your activity. But no.
Well, if you feel up to it later, let me know.
Oh, no. Not you again.
I have already apologized for the misunderstanding.
You insulted our cooking. You made Kate cry.
I only meant to suggest some alternative ingredients to improve the flavor. I assure you it will not happen again.
Yeah, well, it better not.
Sammy?
Jesus.
It is you, Sammy!
You know I go by Sam now.
Come on, we have history. One of the perks is I can call you what I like, Sammy. I don't suppose you're seeing...
Listen, I'm very busy. Constellation business. I gotta go.
Hey, Barrett. We're just doing some scans on the artifacts. Have you seen the thing?
You're gonna have to give me a little bit more to go on, pal. Which thing are you looking for?
You know, the thing. The one with the prongs. Is that what they are? The bit that sort of sticks out with the... You know...
You have no idea what you're looking for, do you?
No, I do not.
I will find you something to play with.
Barrett? Oh, no. Nope, no way, not again.
Whoa, come on, Coleman. Don't be like that, buddy.
The hell you don't.
We had a perfectly normal transaction.
Normal? There were freaking mercs coming after me.
You said you were willing to handle anything. And you got your money.
I meant paperwork, not pirates. What the hell?
Well, you might want to clarify that in your sales pitch, then. That's on you, my friend.
No. Take that grinning my friend crap right out of here. Can you believe this guy? Jeez Louise.
Sarah Morgan, welcome back to Stroud Eckland. Did those engine schematics ever manage to arrive at the lodge?
They did, Emiko. Arrived by courier just as you promised.
Splendid! Then perhaps you're still considering making that purchase? The vessel outfitted for deep space exploration?
No, I'm afraid I'm still not ready to take that kind of leap just yet, but I'll keep it in mind.
No problem. If you change your mind, please let me know and I'll drop the paperwork.
You're Andreja, right? I've seen you in here before.
Yes, how do you know that?
Fella down at Aggie's used to talk about you. Described you to a T. I hear you're good in a fight.
I see.
I also hear your trouble, so I'll be keeping an eye on you. I don't need trouble in my shop.
Well, hell, Barrett. You're back.
Been a while, hasn't it, Jack? Last time I was in here, well, let me think.
You broke a chair and a bottle of top-shelf gin, and you ordered a round of peanut butter schnapps for everybody.
Oh, I don't remember, but, I definitely believe you.
Your tab is still open.
Oh, well, yep. Here. Just settle the tab, then. Don't tell me the amount. I don't want to know.
I'm adding a tip.
Before you close it out, add one last shot of that schnapps, will you?
No can do. Never reordered it. Had to scrub for weeks to get out the stink of squirrel farts.
Oh, my goodness. Miss Morgan, I haven't seen you in quite a while. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well, Saburo. Haven't given up the dream, I see.
Never. I've staked my claim here, so I must stick to the path I've chosen.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. I wish you the best, Saburo.
Thank you, Miss Morgan.
Andreja. Quite a surprise. Thought you were out of the business. Didn't need any information anymore.
You remember correctly. We are simply browsing.
Oh, so sorry. You were just a very reliable customer when it came to needing to know things.
As you say, I am no longer in the position of requiring that service.
Right. Well, good to see you again all the same.
Captain Brackenridge, I cannot imagine the hardships of carrying a vision through to the end that was bequeathed to you by choices made before you were ever even born.
It's what I was raised to do.
Well, not many people would be able to live with the constraints of such an assignment. It's remarkable.
We all knew what we had to do to get here.
You know more than anyone that leadership isn't just about steering the ship.
Of course. It's about redirecting fear and anger so that peace is possible.
Or so that a goal is possible. You decided to pursue peace on your own.
I choose to believe that most of us share that goal.
Andresa! Good to see you.
Hello, Cosmos. What is new on the menu?
Nothing new, I'm afraid. Still, our usuals are pretty good.
Your usuals are excellent. I'm glad to see you are still selling.
We're hanging in there, thanks to customers like you.
Well, I'll be. Sam Cole. I don't suppose you've decided to come back into the fold.
The Rangers are better off without me.
You always were too hard on yourself. You had the makings of an excellent ranger.
Yeah, my heart's with Constellation.
Well, our loss is their gain. You take care now.
You mind putting your signature on some documents? The money-related kind.
I suppose. What am I paying for now?
Progress requires funding, I'm afraid. And we're making good progress these days.
Of course, of course. I'm just a walking bank account, aren't I?
You and I both know you have the credits to spare, and you love every minute of this.
Barrett, the book I left for you in your room is about the commonality of spiritual beliefs. Did you have a chance to read it?
I must have missed it. But it's okay, Mateo. I'm reasonably aware of these philosophies.
I find it to be truly fascinating how so many beliefs have so much in common. Don't you?
Seekers prefer the mathematical union of all beliefs. I prefer the intersection, the shared humanistic foundations. Commonalities do not correlate to actualities, my friend.
I think about that too, but things involving humans may be flawed in translation, don't you think?
All of the data points should be considered, even or especially the ones that do not quite fit.
Oh, I have the perfect text for you. It clears it all up. I'll leave it in your room when I have a moment.
Mateo, I love you, my friend, but we'll have to continue this another time.
Well, Miss Andreja, it's nice to see you on your feet. Much better than the last time you were here. Yes, thank you again for your assistance. I'm just glad I was able to help. A stab wound like that, I would have expected you'd have gone to Reliant Medical. Far more resources there. No, it is fine. Your medical care was more than adequate.
Saburo, how's business these days?
I am not going to lie to you, my friend. It does not look good. Making ends meet gets harder and harder. I need to consider something more drastic, I think.
You have to be a wise businessman to have stayed afloat here in Neon this long.
Oh, goodness. That was a bad joke, my friend. But I thank you for the sentiment nonetheless.
Of course. And if I run into anybody looking for mining supplies, you'll be where I send them.
That is what I like to hear, my friend. You are always welcome in my shop.
Well, well, well. Sam Coe.
Mr. Starrett.
The Trade Authority has followed your career with great interest. You're working with the UC now?
Constellation, not the UC.
Still, I was thinking...
I have nothing more to say to you.
Sarah, it's been a while. You back to sort out some requisition issues for Constellation?
Oh, I'm hurt. For all you know, I'm here to spend time with an old friend and reminisce about days gone by.
Oh, no, you don't. You're trying to take advantage of our friendship, so I'll cut you a deal.
Oh, I never could fool you, Wen.
Ah, she returns. It is so good to see you again.
Please, I have told you I do not want a fuss.
Nonsense. You have a gift, and it must be celebrated. I gave your suggestion to the chef, and the panache is so much better for it. I cannot make it fast enough.
I am glad, but you do not need to mention it every time I come in.
I will thank you until the stars themselves burn out, my dear. Truly, you have a gift.
Mr. Ko!
Ajong. So, tell me the damage.
139 credits.
What? What kind of books is Cora buying?
It's not so much the price tag as the volume.
Whew. Well, here you go.
Keep the tab open?
Yeah, but she's cut off at 100 credits. Steal your heart.
Hello, Cornelius.
Miss Morgan, about that spacesuit order, I must apologize again. The faulty recirculating pumps were clearly a manufacturing defect.
Relax. Constellation's been buying from Outland for what? A decade? I know you're good for it. I'm just here to shop.
Yes, of course. Take your time. We do appreciate your, well, Constellation's business.
Mr. Ko, I wanted to thank you for all your assistance.
Akila's my home. Seems like there's more hard cases every time I visit.
Sadly true. We just got some more colony warvets landed.
Listen, I can't spare much this time, but here.
Sincerely, thank you. I don't suppose you could convince your father to help?
You do not know Jacob.
I had to try, but you take care.
Hey, Barrett, I can't find the thing for scanning. Have you seen it?
I would love to help you, but I'm going to need just a bit more information.
Ah, right. Well, it's the one with the plugs and the little probe things that you clip on, and...
You have no idea what you're looking for, do you?
No. But I have good intentions. That should be enough, right?
All right. I will find and bring you an array of devices that may or may not serve your purpose. Sound good?
Hey, Andreja, how did those knives work out for you?
Disappointing, Antonio. The blades chip too easily, tend to get stuck in bones.
Yikes. That's too bad.
Agreed. I would talk to your supplier if I were you.
Right, well, you know how it is. No real supplier here, just whatever I can scrounge up. But I'll keep it in mind.
Well, look what the cat dragged in. Barrett.
Maurice! Ha! Do you ever take a day off?
Ha! And miss all this? Not a chance.
You know, that trinket was critical to my research. It changed everything.
Listen to this guy. Did you bring me another ancient trinket with anomalous gravitational signatures?
Maurice, there is no price tag that I would place on your expertise.
So what you're saying is, I should have charged you more.
That's what I keep telling people to do, too.
Dad, can I have a pet?
A pet? We live on a starship, Cora. Pets and starships don't always mix so well.
Aw, come on, please. I need somebody to talk to while I'm on the ship by myself.
But studies don't shoot through power cords and nest in sensitive equipment. I'll tell you what. What do the studies say about plants?
Well, the studies very much like plants. Maybe a carnivorous one?
Give him an inch. We'll see, Gumdrop.
You! What I tell you last time?
To stop breaking your customers' arms?
Yeah, something like that. Bad for business.
It was only the once. Okay, no, twice. Still, I did not start it.
Yeah. Just quit it.
Oliver Campbell, I bet you think you're pretty brilliant, don't you?
Excuse me? Aren't you a little old to be a delivery boy?
Did you train to be a human slob, or was it natural?
Ooh, do you feel better now? Did that make you feel like a big, strong man?
Is that how your brain works? You're just another useless leech on humanity. Why would I waste my time feeling anything about you?
Oh, it's just business, pal. Grow up.
Ah, Mr. Coe. Nice to see you. You here on Ranger business?
No longer with them, Dexler. With Constellation now.
The, explorers? Well, that's an odd career path.
It's better for everyone.
Well, if you see Mrs. Coe, tell her I might have a lead for her.
She goes by Miss Hart now. And I'll, pass it along.
Very sorry to hear that. Ms. Hart is something else.
Sarah Morgan! You know, I was just mentioning you to someone.
Oh, not this again, Nissa. I'm fine. I really am.
I'm just saying. None of those rocks you spend time digging up are going to keep you warm at night. I'm just looking out for you.
I'm warm enough, but thank you.
We were talking that one time, and you said you were from... where? I can't remember.
I have never discussed that.
No? Huh. I must have misremembered. Well, if you ever did want to talk about it, I'd be happy to lend an ear.
I do not think so, but thank you for your interest.
Mm-hmm. Some other time, then.
I hope you're still glad you joined Constellation, Noelle.
It's a dream come true, Sarah. You know that.
I'm glad to hear it. You could have done just about anything, so it's important to me that you feel valued here.
Okay, maybe not every single day is a dream come true, but the work we're involved in, the discoveries we're making, it's all worth it.
Andrasia, don't tell me today is the day.
I am sorry to disappoint, but no.
Oh, come on. You've got to run the Red Mile. If half the stories our mutual friend told me are true, you'd win it no problem.
Perhaps someday, but not right now.
Okay, I'm gonna hold you to that. One of these days.
Wait, I know you. Didn't I bust you?
If you're Ranger Coe, then yeah. I believe we've had the pleasure.
No Ranger anymore, just Co. So, how are you?
Making the best of what I've got. I joined a cult. You'd love 'em. Called the Elios Retreat.
I hope you understand I was just doing my job.
You don't need to do that. I've come a long way since we last met. And this place... we're going to help others do the same.
I'm glad to hear it. Sincerely. Good luck turning a new leaf here.
Did Vladimir inform you that I will be making another delivery?
All right. Suppose you were due for one. The, contents, they're what we agreed on?
Yes, Vladimir and I agreed on what should be included.
That's all fine then. Do let me know if you get a response.
That is highly unlikely, but if it happens, I will be sure and tell you.
Barrett, I was told you had arrived. Welcome to Red Mile.
Sorry, I don't think we've met.
But I've got your registration information right here.
I'm sorry, I don't think I signed up for this. Maybe there's another Barrett out there?
Huh. Is your first name?
Sorry, it must be somebody else.
My friend, I sent you a wonderful discussion about old Earth religious beliefs the other day. Did you have time to listen to it? I found it to be very enlightening.
Yes, Mateo. I'm aware of those philosophical stances already.
I love how similar themes about the goodness of humanity shine through in so many of these texts.
Yet so much differs between the philosophies. Surely that is also significant.
The differences in thought are situational based on the history of the people whose lives it enhances.
If the methodology leads to alternative conclusions, perhaps the premise itself is flawed.
I understand why you say that, but I think it's my own fault for not explaining better.
All right, Mateo. We'll have to pick this up another time. Aja, it's so good to see you again.
Barret! I am so glad to see you. What brings you all the way out to Paradiso?
Aja, there's a terrible crisis and we need you back immediately. You're being drafted and you can't say no.
What?
I'm kidding, Aja. I'm sorry, I had to.
Barret? You're exactly the same as you were when I brought you on. Unbelievable. Ugh, I hate you so much. I love you. I'm joking. You had me going, though. Dear Lord.
You did well, Aja. Constellation is good. Relax, you deserve it.
When you retire, give me a visit, eh? We'll catch up, and I'll get you back good,
You. No blend, no service, no nothing.
Yannick. You still sore about that bust?
I don't know what you're talking about. I just don't like the look of you.
You know, we never were able to prove your involvement.
Alleged involvement. I am a totally legitimate legal businessman, pillar of the community.
A pile of crap is what you are.
Your friend here, welcome. You are not.
Sarah, good to see you. Listen, I smoothed over that incident between Matteo and Rosa at the Sanctum.
I'd hardly call it an incident, more of a debate, really. But I appreciate it just the same.
Not a problem. In the meantime, maybe you could tell him to take it down a notch.
Can do. Thanks again, Sergeant. How's business, Amoli?
Sarah, hi. Oh, not as good as it should be, but I'm hoping that picks up soon.
Really? I feel like I see customers in here all the time.
Yeah, but Gerhard says we're not coming out ahead. I guess I should just be glad he keeps a close eye on the books.
Hello, Mr. Hollyfeld.
Mr. Coe, a pleasure to see you. I assume you're here about your...
Yep, I got my payment. That leaves, what, 3 left?
That's right. Listen, you've been so good about getting caught up that the bank's happy to offer you more credit. If you need another ship upgrade or whatnot.
No, I'm trying to clean out all my debt. Every last bit.
Good for you. Sierra Morgan. It's been a while. How's the arm?
It hasn't been the same since the war, but I can live with it. Thanks to you.
Nonsense. If you're still experiencing a bit of pain, then let me at least prescribe you some medication.
You know what, Doc? I like the pain. It reminds me of the past and things that should never be forgotten.
Noelle, whenever you're bored, I've got a seat in the ship with your name on it.
I don't know. I have a lot of work to do.
What are you working on, if you don't mind me asking?
Analyzing some of Sarah's recent data from the field. We're going to collaborate on a study.
She doesn't know you're working this hard, does she?
I've always worked hard. That was the only way that I could get here. My work is all I have. No wealth, no connections. And my timing is all wrong.
You've earned the right to be here, Noelle.
Maybe I'll take you up on that seat sometime. After I get some more work done.
Another round of invoices coming in soon, Walter.
Never ends, does it? Dare I ask what I'm paying for now?
Fuel isn't free, I'm afraid. This artifact hunt is keeping us busy.
Sometimes I think you only keep me around because I pay for everything.
Nonsense, Walter. Your sparkling personality is why we love you. The credits are just a bonus.
I got nothing, Sam. Nothing. She won't tell me.
That's one way to start a conversation. So, who is this mysterious she?
I've asked where Andrasia comes from like 100 times, and she just will not even give me a hint.
She's one of us, Matteo. No need to give her the 3rd degree.
Come on, seriously. She's beyond secretive. It's weird.
Vladimir and Sarah both brought her in, and I've never had a bad thing to say. So she likes to keep her distance, her prerogative. Just relax.
Yeah, I suppose. I'll try to not let her bother me, but no promises.
Miss Andrasia, back again. Just window shopping?
Yes, I just like to see my options, especially if there is anything new.
Oh, I know. You're more than welcome to look around, and if anything new does come in, I'll be sure and tell you.
Thank you.
More than welcome. I always appreciate a customer who knows what they want, even if they look more than they buy.
Sam Coe.
Oh, no, not you. Nadia?
You always were too hard on yourself. You had the makings of an excellent ranger.
My heart's with Constellation.
I need an off-the-record confirmation on some old business dealings your father engaged in.
I will, under no circumstances, be an anonymous source. I don't know how to make that clearer.
Jacob Coe's crimes, alleged, put your checkered past to shame. You have a duty to—
We're done here. Permanently.
If it isn't Sarah Morgan, and here I was having such a nice day.
Still bitter, Zoe. I thought the Trade Authority had nothing to do with that hauler full of mech components.
Oh, it's nothing to me, but I'm sure someone lost a lot of credits on that mess.
I might not have, but someone used a stolen Constellation clearance code to try and bypass contraband scans. Barrett spent 2 days in custody while I sorted it out.
Mm-hmm. Not the first or last time for him, I'm sure. You do keep such interesting company these days. Anyway, nice to see you. It's a shame you had to go and get security involved.
Hope you've got your pen at the ready, Walter. Bills to sign and all?
It's almost as if you think I'm made of credits. What is it this time?
Artifacts won't find themselves, and us going after them means fuel, repair costs, the occasional payoff.
Good thing you've got me around, Ms. Morgan. Who knows how you'd get by on your own.
You don't fool me for a moment, Walter. You love it and you know it.
No luck, Sam. I can't get it out of her.
Hang on, I think you're missing a noun there. Who's she?
Come on. You know. I've asked Andreja where she came from and she just won't tell me. At all. I can't take it.
Again with this? Mateo, you've got to let this go. It's getting unhealthy.
I'm just saying, we don't really know a lot about her. It's weird, right?
We all got a past here. Constellation works because everyone respects each other and lets the good old days stay in the good old days. From everything I've seen, she's been a pure positive for Constellation. Heck, Sarah vouched for her. Good enough for me.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. I'll try and let it go. Oh, Barrett, have you already read that text I sent you on the nature of the human soul?
Mateo, I mean this sincerely, my friend. I don't think I need more information to understand the gist.
It is so interesting to me that all sorts of people came to similar conclusions. I prefer to consider the intention of the beliefs rather than the precision.
If the conclusions are significantly derivative, there's probably a flaw in the hypothesis.
You're asking for a mathematical formula that creates hope, dreams, and love.
You're a kind person, Mateo. Maybe next time we should talk about sports instead, though.